Hello and welcome to the River City, Richmond, Virginia, and inside of City Stadium. So glad you're with us for pro-side soccer action. It's USL League One. I'm Gabriel Schrein. Tonight I'll bring you the Spokane Velocity and Richmond Kickers. Spokane, number one in the league at 7-1-4, and the Kickers 3-5-4 this season. Let's take a look at the table for all of USL League One. Right on top, there they are. Number one, Spokane Velocity, 7 wins and 12 matches played, good for 25 points. Followed by Charlotte and FC Naples. And number 7, just inside of the playoff race if it ended today, number 7, the Richmond Kickers, 12 matches, 3 wins, and 4 draws. Let's take a look at the first 2 times these clubs played this season. It was a 1-0 win. Spokane Velocity took it, and who else would score? The man in the Golden Boot race. Look at this. Anwar Pelaez stayed with it, buried that into the twine. A beautiful goal. Pelaez has been so good all year long. He's not in the starting lineup tonight, or else he'd be our player to watch. More on that in just a moment as we get into our players to watch. Starting with the home club, the Kickers of Richmond. The University of Mary standout. He has been electric for so long. 5 goals scored already this season for Joshua Kirkland. The Mary Washington man, a former All-American, has been good all season long. He's one of 6 in the lineup. They're a homegrown for this Richmond Kickers side. He'll look to power them to a victory tonight and in front of his friends and family at home in Virginia. Will he be able to do it? We'll find out. The man trying to stop him, number 23 for the Spokane Velocity. Our stat line was 5 goals for Kirkland. It's 5 clean sheets for number 23. Carlos Marancio has been incredible. He leads USL League One with 5 clean sheets. Ranks 3rd in total saves with 28. A quiet MVP candidate for Spokane's top-ranked defense. More on that when we come back from the break. This should be an electric showdown. It's the Richmond Kickers at home taking on the number 1 team in USL League One, the Spokane Velocity. We'll have it all. The action will unfold inside of City Stadium when we return in Richmond, Virginia on ESPN. Don't go anywhere. Pro Side Soccer will have every bit of this, and it promises to be a banger.
Asia, your car's small.
It's a little cramped, but it's fine.
Fine? When you became MVP once, was that fine? No, you did it twice.
They built you a statue.
But you're fine with this tiny car when you could just sell it to CarMax?
You're right. It's not fine.
Can't feel my legs.
Never settle on the lot or on the court. CarMax.
We choose Impossible Pups because of their enrichment activities and the fun photos they send home every day. We choose Impossible Pups because Kendall is excited when I drop her off and she's excited when I pick her up.
My favorite part about working at Impossible Pups is that the staff here feels like family. It's seeing new dogs come in and build long-lasting confidence.
At Impossible Pups, your dog isn't just staying at a kennel, they're staying at their home away from home.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Welcome back to Richmond, Virginia, and inside of City Stadium. It's the Kickers and Spokane Velocity. The number 1 team in the league has made the trip down to take on Richmond. Let's take a look at the starting lineups of these 2 sides. First, the home lineup of the Kickers. Lots of guys to keep an eye on. Terzagi's been so good. Our player to watch before the break, if you weren't with us, was number 9 up there, Joshua Kirkland, near the top right of your screen. I'd also recommend keeping an eye on O'Dwyer, and in goal is Sneddon, who's been so good all year long. I'll tell you more about my conversation with head coach Jared Sawatsky as we get into the broadcast. And now for the other side, the away team and the number one team in USL 1, Spokane Velocity. Reedy has been really good. Brett's been great up front. Those two will be difficult to contain for Richmond. In the middle of the field, Waldeck will be important to controlling things. On the back line, Opara. And our player to watch during the pregame was Morancio. He's been so good in goal, leading the league with clean sheets with 5. The head coach, Lee Wiedemann, who is an absolute genius on the whiteboard. That's a look at your starting lineups. The 4-2-3-1, the 4-3-4. Keys to the game in this match, they've got to make up for Darwin Espinal being out. He's unavailable for this one. He is tied in the Golden Boot race with Anwar Pelaez, who's not in the starting lineup. He's on the bench to start this match for Spokane. Richmond's going to have to control the ball early, led in scoring, but right now they're tied with who else? The Velocity. And Spokane has been good. They've been so successful. They're going to have to extend their winning ways, keep the streak going. They're unbeaten in 4 of their last 5, and they're going to look to keep the magic alive on the road in Virginia on this beautiful field at City Stadium. On the left, wearing red kits, the Richmond Kickers. On the right, the number one team in USL 1, Spokane Velocity. I'm Gabriel Fry. Welcome inside of City Stadium for a barn burner of a match. Buckle your seatbelts because we are underway with this one on ESPN. Floated long. This one rolls through. Kickers trying to control. Knocked out of the air, and now Richmond has possession. Our player to watch, Kirkland, the homegrown, knifing his way down into the wing, around a defender, but on the inside, taken away. Well played by the Velocity. The Virginia side club stitches a pass down the touchline. Fitch gets it right back. 2 defenders, tackled away initially. Going down and fighting this back to his teammate. Kirkland put it to Fitch, who rolls this all the way back to midfield. Nice start to the match for Richmond. Sawatsky has to be well aware that they can't allow the Spokane Velocity side to control the ball, get down. If they score, it's going to make it really difficult to stay in this match and pace with them. Long bend over the top. And it rolls off to the Velocity of Spokane. The fans are rowdy in Virginia. Look at the supporter section go. Oh, baby. We'll take a look at our injury report. Vaughn and Espinal unavailable for the Kickers of Richmond. Spokane has everybody back. Rattled about, controlled along the touchline. Through the area for the Velocity of Spokane. The back line is so effective. Fernandez, the one who got us started. He's been really good this year for Spokane. 5 starts, 11 total appearances. US Youth National has been a key piece for the Washington side club. Ball's through. Kirkland onto it, fires a shot, it's loose. He's battling to get back onto his boots, and it's taken by Spokane. The Velocity pitch this over the top. Regathered. Velocity go long. From midfield, Henry Lewis, a central midfielder from Spanish Town, Jamaica. Back across to Fernandez. Waldeck to the center field circle, and now through vacant space, playing pitch and catch. Spokane specializes in this. Lee Wiedemann is a genius when it comes to reading opposing systems, breaking them down, and drawing guys out of position. Long ball rolls all the way down the side of the field, and the keeper will come out to greet it. Carlos Mauricio Valdez, the man from Spanish Town. He had spells with USL Championship, Hartford Athletic, Rio Grande Valley FC Toros, 22 appearances, 3 clean sheets for FC Tucson in USL 1 in 2022. And now 3rd in the league in save percentage with that handful of clean sheets, pun intended. Rolls all the way through and picked up by James Sneddon. Another keeper to keep an eye on. He's going to be big tonight. 4th minute, halfway over, deadlocked as we're just getting started and scoreless between these two sides. It's the number 7 Kickers and the number 1 Spokane Velocity. Spokane knits one pass along the side of the pitch, all the way back towards midfield. Velocity push it down the touchline, long floater controlled but misfired. Simon Fitch, the right back from Richmond, lets that roll off. Lifelong part of the Richmond soccer community. He played for the Kickers youth teams, featured in a first-team exhibition against Swansea City AFC in 2017 before starring in college at VCU. And Fitch, now a member of the Kickers. First set piece of the match for Spokane, and the Velocity specialize in capitalizing on these opportunities up and down the field. In the 5th minute, roll down the end line, push to the edge of the wing. Velocity try this for the penalty spot. The header, Sneddon swats it away, put back away, and this one rolls off. What a save by James Sneddon. Lights out to get us started. That was incredible. Fully extended, another Richmond native. Back underway, Velocity to midfield. Lewis. Across the top of the center field circle. Fernandez tries the air ball. Dribbling his way back out towards the center of the pitch and left off. Waldeck. A little handoff. Spokane doesn't like it. Cameron Miller will now take his chance with it. The man from Seattle, Washington, playing pitch and catch. The back line continues to rotate. Back on top of it. 6th minute. Washington side club is going to continue to work backwards. Their game plan not quite coming together yet. Rolled across by Cameron Miller. Spokane, back and forth they go. Richmond has scored 20 goals in USL 1 regular season play, tied for most in the league, but they've also allowed 20 goals in USL 1 play. No goal differential at all. Meanwhile, Spokane features the best goal differential in USL 1. They've also scored 20 goals, but they've only allowed 8. A positive of 12 goals in the differential. Really impressive stuff from this Velocity side. Velocity are going to try to cross the back line again. Waldeck. Reedy, back to him. Cameron footed this across. Now the aerial play, bent over the top for the area. Knocked away, Richmond to the ball. Kirkland inside, chipping this back and forth. It was sent across by O'Dwyer, and now as these two come together, both sides want to call. Looks like the ball will go with the Kickers of Richmond. Three wins this season, but their 4 draws mean they have 13 league points, 7th in USL 1. Winless in their last 5. Looking to turn the tides at home. 2-3-2 on their home turf. Richmond knitted this one through and misfired. Simon Fitch, it rolled right behind his boots and off. Ball to the Velocity, and Spokane tosses this on. Kept away from Emiliano Terzaghi. Aerial play over the top for Spokane. Velocity have it, centered up, loose, and taken in vacant space by Richmond. Kickers outlet pass across the top of the center field stripe. It's Simon Fitch. Richmond moving with authority, carefully left off. Kirkland is offside. Just a bit too far. Spokane tried to kick it quickly, but our fourth official doesn't like it. Today's officials, your head referee is Anahan Yaya. Your assistant referees are Aaron Riley, and that's Joseph Knopf that just sounded his whistle. And your fourth official at the table is Chuck Roberts. Tenth minute is here. Spokane back with the ball, and they are dominating possession so far. Long strike taken away initially, but couldn't collect it. Fernandez went forward. This one misfired. To the back line of the Velocity. Cameron Miller, a trialist who was signed to this contract at Velocity FC, 6'4" center back, originally from Washington. Split 4 collegiate seasons between 3 programs, including WWU. Played with Sacramento Republic, Phoenix Rising, really special guy. Back out of the ball is Fernandez. Outlet pass into the wing, and it rolls off. Nearly able to get to it as the fans are going to give him a hard time in the supporters section. Something may have happened in that corner. They are not happy with it, especially the guy with the colorful hat. The USL on ESPN2. Watch June 25th as 2 teams on the rise battle it out on the field. Surging Indy 11 take on Tampa Bay's Rowdies. Teams working hard to turn their season around. That's Wednesday, June 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Watch all the action on ESPN2. Rancio into the edge of the wing. Kickers. Barnathan tries across. Richmond's got the ball. Down the touchline and battled off by the Velocity. Still deadlocked and scoreless midway through our dozenth minute of play between Spokane and Richmond. These two have been so much fun so far. Spokane is trying to draw Richmond out of position when they're on top of the ball, and they've really dominated possession, but this one feels like we're going to have a couple of breakaway plays. Kickers throw this into the area, and it sails on him wide of the sticks and off. So goal kick for the Velocity of Spokane. Spokane #1 in the league, 7 wins, 4 draws, 25 points. Unbeaten in their last 5 league matches, a league best. 3 wins, 1 draw on the road. 1-0 victory against Richmond on May 18th. Rolled backwards. Centered up. It's incredible to have a match between these two sides. You have 2 players who are tied in the Golden Boot race, and both of them are not on the grass. Darwin Espinal, a little banged up after an outing in Knoxville for the Richmond Kickers. Anwar Pelaez on the bench. Fernandez walks through the center of the field and delivered to the backside of the midfield circle. At the halfway line, Velocity try the long feed, controlled with the heel of his boot, working his way down the grass, looking forward, but he'll have to leave it off backwards, and it's a reset for the Velocity of Spokane. Cameron Miller, the handoff, and now a hittering pass into his chest. Fernandez tries this for the wing. Collected in front, assistant referee. Velocity very patient when they've got the football. Waldick set it inside, tripped up, still playing on. Adahan let it go. Pass towards Yaya. In front, Lewis pushes this down to the far touchline in the wing. Spokane try the bend over the top. Crossing ball, headed once and now cleared by the kickers of Richmond. Out to midfield as the home crowd applauds that. Fernandez casually moving this. Long feed. Now trying this for the end line. Taken away, but regathered by Spokane. Lewis for the velocity went forward. Now Spokane to the penalty arc, pushed to the end line and saved. James Sneddon gets onto the ball again. He made a huge save in the opening stages. A laser strike, extended one hand, pushed it over the top, and cleans this up as well in our 15th minute. Look at the velocity, deliver this to the front of the area, chipped over the top. It was perfectly placed to Nico Brett, the center forward from Kingston. Looked like the man out of Jamaica was going to clean it up, but Sneddon, good instincts. Back to the wing for the velocity of Spokane, down to the end line, tries to push it out front, rolls through the area, recollected, fires down inside. Richmond clears it, he's got it again. Fernandez walking with the ball. To the wing, inside, headed away. Kickers keep it going through the air and now to midfield. At the halfway line, Spokane will have to recollect. Waldick is the man back with the ball. A couple of great opportunities in a row for the #1 team in USL 1. The velocity on the road, their schedule all flights. Shawatsky and the kickers back at home. A little too much for the liking of Adahan Yaya. A quick word and now Spokane will kick us back underway. Rolled down to the touchline. Run down from behind, Yaya lets them play. Kickers float this to the end line where it's collected by Mauricio. What a boring job he's had tonight. Carlos Mauricio Valdez by himself down on the far right side of your screen. Man from Jamaica, talked about his career. He started every match so far for Spokane, hasn't missed a minute of the regular season in USL 1 play for the velocity. Kickers redirected and off. Beyond a quarter of an hour played as we're into the 18th minute between these two sides. Lewis. Pitch and catch. Richmond will take over. Richmond has gone 1-6-0 in one-goal matches. Mentioned as we got started during our pregame, Richmond really can't afford to go down early. Taken away, looked like they had it for a moment. Now as he slides under the ball, Adahan's going to send that their way. We'll peek at it. Watch his boots. O'Dwyer let that go. Interesting collection by Emiliano. The center forward from Buenos Aires, Argentina, creates a prime scoring chance for the kickers of Richmond. This is Seufer. Developed as a youth with SC 1910, Kafferdal and Waldorf Mannheim before joining the Academy at Kaiserslautern. Made his pro debut there back in 2017. He'll be the one to deliver midway through our 19th as Yaya is directing traffic on the edge of the 18. A three-man wall in his way. Seufert strikes this, floated to the spot, header, and this one off the top of the twine. Carlos Mauricio Valdez watches that sail by. Nice strike of the ball, just couldn't quite get the touch he needed. Another look. Great delivery by Seufert. He placed that exactly where the ball needed to be. And the redirection from Barnathan is off the mark. He looks disappointed, but that's a great effort. 20th minute, deadlock between these two sides. It's Spokane and Richmond in USL 1 play. So glad you're with us. This has been great so far. One of these sides is going to break this wide open soon. I can feel it. Velocity down the halfway line all the way to the edge of the field. Collected on the center field circle. Velocity pinballing this around and playing pitch and catch. Cameron to Fernandez. He'll try the long ball, but there is Kirkland. The homegrown handles this for Sneddon. A little help for our keeper. James will pick it up and kick it away as we're done with 20 minutes. Midfield off. Rattles back and forth, and finally the kickers are going to misdirect this. They get it back. Kirkland, a lot of pressure there. Woldick was on top of him immediately. Dangerous moment as Brett follows that all the way to Sneddon. James handed it off. Now the back line on top of the ball for Richmond. Kickers wanted to fire the long pass. He'll instead go back to the keeper again. 21st minute about to evolve into the 22nd. Scoreless between Spokane and Richmond. Bulldog is the one working that on the back line. Sent forward. Richmond. O'Dwyer. In trouble, they'll go backwards. Spokane perfectly evolving and changing shape. Sneddon lets one go. Here come the Red Kits, some space this time. Intercepted. On the halfway line, Spokane, he's got some space, leaves it off down into the wing, up along the touchline, shot this one deflected away, out front, trying to clean it up, and the howitzer goes wide. Wants to draw the pen, and Yaya won't give it to him. 22nd minute, Brett tried to put that back with a great shot. What an opportunity for Spokane, and it all came from a stick at midfield. Left it off to the far side. He's got a ton of room, fired the shot, saved by Sneddon, and on the putback by Brett, it goes wide. He was wide open and free to score, just couldn't put it home. Goal kick for Sneddon and his Richmond kickers. What a run by John Brown. Played forward by Reedy. Pierre taken down. I thought he was going to suffer the yellow card, but instead, just a word of warning for Dakota Barnathan, the center back, originally from New York. Pierre Reedy dribbling, and you can see Barnathan catches him on the hip. Looks clean, trying to go for the tackle. Quick apology. Yaya gave him the point, though. Don't let it happen again, Buster. The midfielder from Garden Grove, California on the left. On the right, Waldick. He's also from California out of Santa Clara. Waldick with the keeper of the kickers. Originally played for Richmond United, showed off his skills as a modern keeper. Acts as an 11th field man, keeps the ball at his feet. He was just 18 years old when he earned his debut for the Kickers of Richmond. Thrown in. Knocked away. Barnathan started this rolling towards the halfway point. Floated, Spokane, header wide of the right stick. Deadlocked and scoreless midway through our 25th minute in Richmond, Virginia. The Kickers trying to stave off the #1 team in USL 1 in the Spokane Velocity. Glad you're with us in Richmond. I'm Gabriel Schrei on ESPN. It's Pro Side Soccer. Great USL 1 match. Kirkland lost the foot race. That was a pretty dangerous moment for the Velocity, especially with him being the one after the ball. He scored 5 goals in league play this season. Fernandez. Derek goes back to Colin. Chipper. And the ball is headed back inside of the area. Waldick walking to the halfway line. Stops just behind the center field circle, the Velocity. Knocked away, collected. These two come together, and Yaya is going to send that with the Kickers. Too much from Colin Fernandez. Fitch. Into the wing, pushes it down along the edge of the area. Kirkland inside and blown dead again. Otahan pointing down to Knopf, who says that's offside. So in the 27th minute, the ball will go the way of Marancio and his Velocity. You can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Oakland Roots FC face off against Detroit City on July 5th at 10 Eastern. Go to USLChampionship.com for complete USL TV listings. That'll be a barn burner, I can't wait. 27th minute. Speaking of barn burners, that's what we've got on our hands in Virginia. This is shaping up to be an exciting, exciting match all the way down to the finish. We've seen a lot of chances come from this first half of play so far. A little more than a quarter of an hour to go between these two sides in this first half. Spokane. I mentioned this during the pregame. They have really controlled the ball, been in possession a lot. They wanted to do that against this Richmond side. They play wide open, free, fast, fun. I'm certain that Richmond is frustrated. Kirkland got deked by Waldick, but the delivery goes right to Snedden. Talked to Lee Viedman on the phone this week, and Coach told me, hey, I'm feeling good about the match. He was happy that everybody was available, obviously. Told me he doesn't prepare for specific positions or matches, but they prepare for themselves. Break down any formation, any system with the way that they play. So far, it's working against Richmond. Hand off, up the touch line, go the Velocity. Pierre Reedy trying to lose Kirkland in traffic. Derek Waldick back inside, healed for Reedy, he's got it. Velocity in the wing. Spokane for the end line and run down by the Kickers as he's going to control that, and the ball rolls off. Nice play defensively, staying with the ball, locking that down, making life difficult in our 29th minute for Spokane, unable to regather the ball down on the end line. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL. From the academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, it's the player's choice. I have a Select ball on my desk at home. It's a beautiful ball. 30th minute. Deadlocked and scoreless between these two sides. This is a great chance for the kickers of Richmond. Seufert from Mannheim, Germany, the midfielder. And Yaya not satisfied with this big conglomeration on top of the penalty arc. Break it up. Looks like he's satisfied. There's Seufert standing by patiently. He's scored one this year. He's been very prolific. Delivered backside into the area and knockered away. Down to the edge of the field, and Spokane rolls this out. Was deep in the wing. Now the kickers will have to regather at the halfway line. Seufert pursued all the way back to Snedden, the keeper. He is acting as that 11th man. Richmond. Handoff, a little bit of pressure. We played beyond a half of an hour in this scoreless deadlock match between these two sides. Richmond nearly lost that, had to regather its Fitch. Simon hands it off. Pushed across the grass. Richmond knifed that through traffic, but it's taken away by Spokane. Velocity, he is taken down on the tackle effort, and right away shown the yellow card by Adahan.
Your attention, please. A yellow card
Yaya
has been issued to Richmond, number 32, Emiliano
showing
Terzaghi.
the yellow. That'll be the 9th foul of the season, the second yellow card for Emiliano Terzaghi, the center forward from Argentina. Three-time league MVP, USL 1 Golden Boot winner formerly. Scored 10 goals in 2023. He also was the first player in league history to score double-digit goals in 4 consecutive seasons. Scored 2 already this season. And with Darwin Espinal unavailable tonight at home, they really need Terzaghi up front. Has to be frustrating for Solotsky and the staff to watch him collect a yellow so early. 33rd minute, this is Snedden. Knocked through. Richmond out front of the area. Terzaghi sends it. Kirkland on top of the ball, rolled through, and I'm not sure if he misfired or if he thought there was help, but that one's off the mark in the 33rd. Great opportunity for the kickers. They create it, they just can't finish it. That's exactly what you want to see if you're a Richmond side fan, though. Kirkland, the homegrown, just wide left, a couple of yards. Mauricio will put us back underway. Center field circle for Spokane. Miller gets it back. Cameron. Back to him. Kirkland up on Derek. Joshua nearly intercepts as Waldick gets it back. Miller. Just playing pitch and catch on the back line. Spokane. Aerial play, now to the end line, but it'll roll off. Wiedemann told me there may be some emphasis, a small bit, on adjustments this week, but we try to stick to who we are and how we want to play is exactly how we put it. Little collision midfield. Ball will go with the kickers. Talked to him about his last couple of matches as well. 3 very different teams. Antelope Valley, a difficult place to play. Catch our coverage of their match tonight against Portland Hearts of Pine. Should be a good one. Charlotte caught the Spokane side off guard. They sat low block, caught him on the counter. He called it a fair result. And Madison, I love the way he put it. They're in the corner. They're a boxer that's just getting pummeled all season long. What he told his team, or at least what he told me he said to the team, don't let them land a knockout punch. Finish this thing, and they certainly did. Last 3 for the Velocity is Spokane, the scoreless draw in California on the 7th, 1-1 draw against Charlotte Independence, and 2-1 victory against Forward Madison on the 14th of June. Last 3 for the Richmond Kickers, a 2-2 draw against Westchester, a loss 1-0 to North Carolina, and a loss 2-1 to Texoma on June 7th. They were supposed to play Knoxville, but the grass field was soaked and fell apart on them. Lee Wiedemann, such a tactical genius, just happy to sit back, pass this back and forth, and try to get their game plan to work. Long delivery, just on the edge of the wing is Derek. Dribbling. A lot of pressure. Kirkland forces him to go back to Miller. Coach Sawatsky and I had a great call this week as well. Told me that travel's the worst he's dealt with. Long delivery. Spokane tries to send it inside. Sidesteps a defender. A handoff, and this one collected. Towards the wing they go. Down to the corner. Spokane tries, knifes around one defender, left off, tried to fire the shot, and he couldn't get a boot on it. Recollected on the penalty arc. Spokane fires through traffic, just wide of the right stick for the Velocity. Colin Fernandez, a howitzer of a shot, just wide of the stick. What a sequence for Spokane, somehow able to get around the defender. Left off, he missed the ball. Would have been a great shot. Stopped on the penalty arc, left it off. Colin takes a missile, and it's a few feet wide as James Sneddon watches that one go. And the supporters section is feeling it. Waldick will deliver from in front of our assistant referee, Aaron Riley. Waldick bends this spot. This one headed over the top, and he can't believe it. Falls to his knees, grabbing his head. I can't believe I missed that. Great chance created by Waldick. Another look at how this one sailed down. A fake, and he just mistouched it. Cameron Miller, the man from Washington, has already scored 1 this year. The former trialist, just a bit too much. I love the fake from Brett. I think Nico had everybody fooled. Sneddon puts us back underway late in our 38th minute between the Kickers and Spokane. And unbelievably still scoreless in an electric match between these two sides. Midfield, Richmond. Morancio, the one with the ball. I asked Darren about this match. He said this is going to be a challenge. They're the top team in the league. They've got a great roster, well put together lineup. He said every team in this league is beatable. Sawatsky said, I'm not worried about it. We've got a competitive lineup. We're going to be in every match all year long. And they certainly have been. These are 2 of the most fun to watch play clubs in America at any level. We got a man down as Anahan Yaya sounds the whistle. Chandler O'Dwyer pushing and shoving with Andre Lewis. Looks like he might have taken an elbow. I'm not sure what happened. Went down so quickly. I know Dwyer is up and holding his face and eye. Hopefully he's all right. Looks like he'll be able to play on as we roll into the 40th minute between these two sides in a deadlocked, scoreless match in Virginia. Over the top. Spokane, center field circle. Player down for the velocity. Got swiped with a cleat, it looks like. He'll play on, but wants to voice his concerns to Mr. Yaya. We've got to look at it. Caught him unintentionally. I'm glad to see he's all right. Obviously upset I would be as well. Said his piece to our referee, Adahan, and we're ready to play on as the 40th minute has become the 41st in Virginia. Coach Sawansky told me a huge piece is individual defending and being able to contain this week. And so far, that's exactly what the Kickers have done. Keep an eye on that as Spokane has got the ball and they're moving. Lewis pushes this down into the wing to Waldeck. Now back out to Andre. Seufert on top of him. He'll go back to midfield as the Kickers continue to shadow these guys. Miller. Halfway line. Long bend of the ball for the far wing from the edge of the field down into the area. End line, this one knocked away by Richmond. Well played defensively late in the 41st. Cameron Miller able to get that all started. Spokane took it up in the wing, went into the area. Great scoring chance comes together, but the Washington side club just can't finish. Look at that roll through traffic. Great delivery. Looking for Luis, and it's sent off over the end line by the Kickers. Now Derek will deliver the corner. A set piece coming for Spokane Velocity in our 42nd. The supporters section letting him have it. The most productive clubs offensively in USL 1 still scoreless late in our first half. Waldeck is looking to change that here. Waiting for the signal from Adahan, who's down inside trying to direct traffic. And Yaya, the referee, will step out of the 6-yard box and look satisfied. The signal, velocity, shuffling, delivered. Into the 6, knocked away initially. Kickers keep it going through the air, trying to get to the ball in time to keep Spokane from regathering, but they do anyhow. Towards the end line, fires a pass inside, and it's taken away by Richmond. Kickers knit one pass, now two to the touchline. Seufert tries to go around Miller, he's thrown down. Nice chance for Spokane late in this first half. Richmond does an even better job of busting it all up. There's a look at some of your stats. We'll have a full breakdown mathematically during our halftime break, but 5-4 shots, possession almost entirely the Velocity. They've also had a trio of corners in this first half. Closing in on our 44th minute of play. Spokane, touchline. Miller knifes his way towards the corner. Kickers staying with him. Richmond shadow him out to Nico Brett. Across to Fernandez. Halfway line. Miller through the center field circle. Touchline. Collected just beyond the wing. Spokane Velocity pushing for the end line. Wanted the bend over the top. Loose in the area. Spokane collected. Fired the shot, and it's redirected in traffic as this rolls over goal line. Sneddon will take this up. Great attempt. Last touch by the Kickers. And so we should see our fourth corner of the first half for Spokane. It'll come from that same side in front of the supporters section, and who else? Back again to deliver is Derek Waldick. Played for One Knox SC in 2023. Greenville Triumph, North Texas SC. The Santa Clarita native will deliver the corner. Yaya gives the signal, bent by Waldick, down off the side of the stick. 45th minute is winding. Just misfired. And Sneddon and Richmond have to be thrilled with that as we see the yellow flashed to Nico Brett down inside of the area. That's his first of the year. Nico stood right in front of James Sneddon and took the delivery on goal kick off of his hip. And Yaya, no patience with that, shows the yellow immediately. That's 3/4 of an hour of play.
The fourth official has indicated there will
And
be
so we'll see 1 more minute of stoppage time. We've got a player slow to rise, though, and it's a very important piece for the kickers of Richmond. Hopefully he's all right. Looks to be in some serious pain. So fun to watch this striker play. Standout at the University of Mary Washington, Joshua Kirkland, 2-time All-American. Watch on this replay the right side of your screen. Went up for the ball. They kind of tussled. No telling what the injury is, but initially I'd say we could be thankful it wasn't a big collision. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Kirkland, 3 coast-to-coast Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Year awards. 4th in UMW history in both points and goals with 47 goals. Helped the Eagles to back-to-back conference titles. A run to the NCAA Final Four. Played for the Charlottesville Blues in 2024 and scored a handful of goals. A product of Deep Run High School and the Richmond Strikers before coming back to the Kickers and making his mark in that he certainly has. 5 goals this season. Kirkland has played in all 13 matches for Richmond. He started 9. Just a super impressive homegrown. And that's something that Coach Sawatsky talks to me about. He can't talk enough about it. And he's just so proud of their development of guys. 3 homegrown started tonight. Teenagers. 85% of all minutes for homegrowns and teenagers in the league are with the Kickers. Soccer season is here. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. You can get all of your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Supporters section is having a great time in Virginia. What's up, guys? Looks like a fun night to be out there. And we're back underway between Spokane and Richmond. So 1 minute of stoppage time is what the signal was for. I guess we'll probably play another 45 seconds or so before Yaya says, okay, we can go to break. Whiteboard time is going to see some adjustments from Sawatsky and Wiedemann. Really great battle in this first half between these two sides. Thrown in Richmond. Kickers down the touchline, rattled through traffic to the halfway line. Pushed along the edge of the field, but Spokane will get to it. Mauricio. Fires this. Velocity, watch as this goes off. Spokane will throw in quickly. Loki Opara. And that will be the conclusion of our first 3/4 of an hour of regulation. A scoreless deadlocked match after one half of play between the Kickers of Richmond and the Velocity of Spokane. An exciting first half. Whiteboard time will certainly see some changes for these two sides. Someone is certain to bust this open in the second half. Stats, news and notes, highlights from around the league, highlights from our match, and so much more coming up in just a moment as we go to the halftime break, and we'll return with more USL League One soccer action. It'll all be right here. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Deadlocked and scoreless in Virginia between the Kickers and Spokane Velocity. A really, really exciting first half of action between these two sides. You can see the fans having a great night out at the bowl game as well. Let's take a look at upcoming schedules from around the league. First, starting with the Kickers of Richmond. They're going to head to Union Omaha on the 25th, an 8 p.m. Eastern kick. Lexington SC on the 28th. The Chattanooga Red Wolves on the 12th of July. Club Deportivo Leganes on the 16th of July, and Greenville Triumph on July 20th. And flashing across to the Velocity of Spokane, on the 28th, they're going to take on the Las Vegas Lights. That's a 7:30 p.m. kick on June 28th. Texoma FC on July 2nd at 7 p.m. Westchester SC on the 16th. Chattanooga Red Wolves on the 19th, and Sacramento Republic on the 26th. And we'll take a break and return with more deadlock between these two sides on ESPN. It's USL League One Soccer.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, Make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power.
Whatever it takes.
Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCOPS brand stands for.
Back in Richmond, Virginia, where the folks are having a great time here. Hope you're having a great time as well. We're deadlocked at the half between these two sides. Unbelievably, Richmond Kickers and Spokane Velocity. As part of our break, let's take a look at some news and notes from around the league in USL action. Hat trick hero, Ollie Wright. We're going to have coverage of Portland Hearts of Pine. They're going to be in Lancaster taking on AV Alta tonight. Tune in to see if Ollie Wright can put up another hat trick. The Jacks flew out of the gate. Charlotte is off to their best league start in the club's 11-year history, 7-2-3 and 24 points. And the Hearts are chasing a league record for attendance. Could they get a fourth sellout on July 2nd? We'll find out. That should be a lot of fun. That's news and notes from around the league. Now, the scoreboard from around the league. What's going on in league action? Deadlocked at the half between Greenville and Chattanooga. 1-0 out ahead. Knoxville leading. And 8:30 will have kickoff between Texoma and their opponent. And AV Alta will take on Portland at 11. We'll have coverage of that as well with yours truly on the call. And in our match, it's scoreless, deadlocked between these two sides. Promises to be a thrilling second half of action. Don't go anywhere. We'll have highlights, stats, and more when we return in just a moment from Richmond, Virginia, and the Richmond City.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Hey, I'm Watson. Welcome to the Confident Barber Show. Come on in.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Back in Richmond, Virginia, the River City, where unbelievably we're scoreless at the half. But what an exciting first half of play it was between these two sides. Choifert delivered that to the backside, and Barnathan just over the top. 22nd minute, what do we got for you? Spokane just over the top. 22nd minute, what do we got for you? Spokane velocity. Brett rolled that down to John Brown. He gets it from the corner of the area, tried to push it inside, then cleaned it up, and the floater came back to Brett, who pushed it wide. 37th minute, here's the corner for Spokane, over the top, and you can see Miller immediately fell to his knees. I should have got that, he's saying to himself. Just unable to bury it. That's how we got to the half, and these are the numbers from your first half of play. Deadlocked and scoreless, 7-4 on shots with Spokane out in front, and 0 on target on the stat sheet. 68% way out in front, the velocity. 4 corners to nothing. Spokane getting all the set pieces. 2 offsides for the kickers, both with Kirkland, and 1-1 on yellow card before we got to the halftime break, but unbelievably, still deadlocked after 3/4 of an hour and 1/2 of regulation. 3 more quarters of an hour to play between these two sides in what promises to be an electric showing. Whiteboard time for these two, and they're two of the brightest coaches in American soccer. Wiedemann and Sawatsky promise to bring something from the drawing board, from the locker room, and show it off on the grass in this second half of action. I'm excited to see what they can bring to you, to me, and to this second half. Situationally, when tied at the half, this one is going to be very interesting to see if Richmond can pull it out. They're 2-2-3 in league play when they enter the halftime break tied. So they're more likely to play to a draw than anything. 2 wins, 2 losses when tied at the half. Should be very interesting to see if they can 7-1-4, just 1 loss in league play. They have been electric time and time again. We'll see if they can pull it off again tonight on the road in Richmond, Virginia, the River City. That's Marancio, who really didn't see a lot of action in that first half. He is 3rd in the league in saves with 28 entering this match and 5 clean sheets. And Anwar Pelaez, who leads the team with 6 goals, is tied for the race for the Golden Boot, but didn't get the start in that first half of action, didn't come to the pitch. We'll see if we see him in the second half. The Velocity have conceded just 8 goals this season. That's the fewest in the league, and it means they have a goal differential of plus 12, a dozen in the positive side of the chart. Can they keep that rolling? There's your first big change as we enter the second half. Number 33 is into the match, the right midfielder originally from Richmond, Matthew Bolduc. Veteran presence, Richmond will lean on him. 45 minutes to go between these two sides as Kirkland has come off for Matthew. We'll have all the action between Spokane and Richmond in USL League One play and what promises to be a thrilling second half of action. Glad you're along with us in the River City as the sun is beginning to set. I'm Gabriel Schrei. It's Pro Side Soccer in USL League One action between Richmond and Spokane. Richmond on the right side wearing the red kits, on the left wearing their road blues. It's the Velocity of Spokane, the #1 team in USL League One. One final get-together before ready to go with the second half. Richmond only 4 shots in that first half. They averaged 9.3 shots per match and 4.5 shots on target per match. They've also only kept 2 clean sheets in 2025. So far, we're all clean between these two sides. Deadlocked and scoreless at the half as Richmond will get us started with possession of the ball. 1 half to go. It's USL League One, the #1 team in the league in Virginia, trying to topple the kickers. Can they do it? We're going to find out in just a moment. Welcome inside of City Stadium. It's Pro Side Soccer on ESPN. Terzaghi got us started and bent long immediately by the kickers. Spokane. It's John Brown. From midfield. Heeled across and now rolled back to the center field circle. Lewis tries the wing. He's got help there from Opara. Lucky the bend and through the 6-yard box on the backside. Top shelf, bang! Spokane breaks it wide open and makes it 1-0 immediately to start the second half of play.
Spokane goal in the 46th minute by number 9.
What a start to the second half, as it's the first of the year for Nico Brett.
Your attention, please.
The former Robert Morris standout, who came from Memphis 901 FC, scores the goal to make it 1-0 Spokane. Ball went into the wing. Opara pushed it over the top. They tried to clear it away, and he's able to light that one up.
Leaving the match is number 9, Josh Kirkland.
Just over the top, easily rustling the line and making it 1-0 for the Velocity of Spokane. Two defenders right in his face. Snedden's out of position. The Velocity lead the kickers. Richmond will now have to respond if they want to even play to a draw. Spokane's got it again. Long ball over the top. Snedden was out of position and just pushed into the dasher boards behind the twine. 48th minute. Just a minute and a half into the second half. Richmond has 3 losses and a draw when they're trailing at the halftime break. Corner coming for Spokane. Velocity bend this down inside, headered, and it's loose as it sails over the top. Nice delivery from the corner. Just unable to stitch it all together. Snedden goal kick. Arahanyaya makes him go again. Started by Richmond's kickers. They trail 1-0. Halfway line. Rolled through. Lucky delivered to the back line, and Garcia pushed us to the far side. Velocity don't like the pressure from Richmond. Spokane playing pitch and catch. Spokane has such a stingy back line. But Richmond is one of the best attacking sides in the league. If anybody could change the face of this match quickly, it is the kickers. Spokane also ironically pulls ahead of the kickers themselves with 21 league goals scored now this year to be the #1 scoring team in USL 1. Only 8 allowed. Their goal differential now a plus lucky number 13. Lewis rolled to the center field circle, knitting passes across the top of the grass. This one delivered down to David Garcia. Running down the touchline, delivered to the wing. Opara double teamed and taken away. Well played by Terzaghi. He handed it off to Beckett Howell, another Virginian. Kickers deliver. Terzaghi again. Emiliano just beyond the reach of Yaya, the referee. Seufert bends this down to Bulldog, who's trying to stay on side. Matthew knifes his way towards the penalty arc. Heeled backwards, no one there. Spokane. 2 quick passes. Nutmegs a would-be defender as it finds its way between the boots of Bulldog. Yard box where James Sneddon is onto it. Seufert will get us going. And if you watched our first half, you can already feel how much looser this second half is. A lot of free running between these two sides. Kickers roll this down in the wing along the touchline. It's off. Spokane tried to keep it alive. Now Bulldog. He'll hand it off to Fitch. Fitch doesn't like it either. We'll get a third person to throw in. Hayden Anderson. Played for the Tigers at the University of Memphis. Also played for South Carolina Upstate prior to that. It's in Greenville. Then played for the Triumph before coming to the Kickers of Richmond. Anderson throws in, long ball over the top, headered out of the area. Brett keeps it going for Spokane, but the Kickers will regather. Just behind the halfway line, through the center field circle to Sneddon. Kickers, well touched, just couldn't recollect. Velocity across, Spokane free. 4-on-3 for Spokane, tries to knife around a defender, taken away from behind, tripped up, and it's going to be a free kick for the Kickers as he'll be shown a yellow. Too much arguing for the liking of Yaya. I think he was going to let him get away with it until he argued with the call. We'll wind that back and see what happened. It looks like they just got tangled together.
Caution has been issued to Spokane, number 11, Pierre Reedy, in the 53rd minute.
Pierre Reedy. I think he was going to let him walk off, and he had words for Adahan, and Adahan says, check this out, I've got a yellow card for you. Reedy's been really good this year. Product of the New York Red Bulls Academy. Played at Lehigh Valley United. Standout collegiate career at Penn State. 69 appearances, 9 goals. He'll suffer the yellow card. It's going to be his second of the year. Handoff for the Kickers on the back line. Roped from the penalty arc across the top of the grass. Nice play through traffic. Love to hear a manager who's proud of their grounds team. Sawatsky is so proud of the turf grass crew in Richmond. He says the Kickers have the best surface in USL League One. Could be right, that's a beautiful turf grass system. Couple of quick passes. Rolled forward, Garcia knits this across the top of the field. Miller, a little outlet feed from the halfway line. Velocity tries to knife his way around that last kicker. It's taken away by Richmond. The game just feels much more wide open. Spokane leading 1-0. They scored in the 46th minute. First of the year for Nico Brett. Kickers stop and go back to Sneddon. Brett is playing up. John Brown just behind him. A lot of pressure. Howell gives it to Franca, who goes back to the keeper. Again to Franca. Guilherme. Richmond tried the other side of the field. Still no space to do what they want. Seufert. Kickers just trying to draw the velocity of Spokane forward. Brett's forward. Richmond like something through the air, and this is down the side of the field, just in play initially. but he can't keep it on. Ball back to the Velocity of Spokane as they'll throw in. Both of these clubs have really cool kits. Supporters section is feeling it. Richmond's bridge kick plays tribute to the iconic CSX A-line bridge. Spokane, their design features elements honoring the Spokane tribe. Velocity. He's got a lot of room. Knitted through, down through the area for the end line, and it rolls off to Richmond. Goal kick for James Snedden. Lewis, a really nice look. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XMFC 157. That's North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. It includes USL All Access on Tuesday nights, and you can hear live matches from USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Turn it on in my car and rip the knob off. Long delivery. Rolled through to the keeper, Marancio, who has been quiet because he's not seeing any action. Mostly left alone. Just 4 shots in that first half, none on target. Spokane leads 1-0. Midway through the 58th, the Velocity. Lewis, defended by Soyford. Mathematically, on paper, this looked like a wide open attacking contest. Both teams average over 9 shots per game. But Spokane has done a nice job of just possessing the ball and keeping it away from Sawatsky's side and the kickers. Pushed through and returned immediately. Cameron Miller. Knocked away, kickers. Center field circle, Lewis intercepts. Velocity just put a lot of kickers out of position. Rolled through, this one taken up by Opara. Lucky says, hang on a minute. Nobody's ready to go. Garcia. Floated across the top of the grass. One connection, can't make a second. Taken back. Spokane down deep in the wing for the end line, and Lara, minute of play as we've nearly played 1 hour, and at the bottom of the score bug, a look at your stats so far. 66% possession for the Velocity. When I talked to Coach Sawatsky of the kickers this week, he told me Lee does a great job. They're going to be in a 4-2-3-1. That's exactly what they've been in tonight. He told me they'd press and defend, and that they're a great group of individual players. That's exactly what we've seen. They've pressed, they've defended well, they've possessed the ball, they've sat back, and they've run that 4-2-3-1 very well. Kickers. O'Dwyer handed it off. Just beyond the 1 hour mark, 1-0 Spokane. He's tried to play after that, but it's taken away from him. Snedden floated it across. One half of an hour to play between these two sides. Snedden. Beckett. Our second half, the first quarter of an hour of the second half felt much more wide open, free. All of a sudden we're seeing some runs and some action. It all started with an immediate score by the Velocity. Nico Brett scored his first of the year in the 46th minute. And now it's really quiet. After a very noisy first 10 minutes, the last 5 or 6 have been low action, just passing it back and forth. Terzaghi after Miller keeps it away. Bulldog got to him. Huge collision at the halfway line. Velocity. Battling. Two defenders there, and Yaya will keep it with Spokane. A change coming.
Public substitutions in the 60-second.
We're going to see Griffin Garnett come out of the match.
For Richmond is number 16.
And Clyde Chala is coming in. This will be his 8th appearance this season. A real field general on the back line. Organizes defensive shape very well. Plays well with the ball at his feet. Great soccer IQ. He's from Mississauga, Ontario, and spent most of his playing career in Canada. Grew up in the Toronto FC Academy. Developed with the MLS side from 2012 to 2016 and earned an academy contract in 2015 to play in USL Championship. He's also earned a call-up to the Canada National Program a time or two. Played with the U18 program in October of 2015. Played in some friendlies against the United States. Chala played against Forge FC, or with Forge FC rather, in the Canadian Premier League. Rolled through to midfield. Spokane's with it. Opara knocked it back out front. Lucky settled in the wing. Central channel. Spokane's got it from the penalty arc. This is knocked away. Great play defensively by Richmond. That was a wonderful scoring opportunity, as we're going to have 3 more changes coming for Spokane. And a set piece coming up now in the 64th minute.
All sales stop after the 70th minute. Once again, last call for alcoholic beverages.
Ball sailed off over the end line. The corner comes now for the Velocity of Spokane. They lead 1-0. Yaya is standing back and letting them work. Spokane, the signal, bent over the top. This one headed and goes well wide over the end line. Velocity trying to argue for it, but John Brown will watch as this one goes to the corner. Waldick sent that, well played. Miller with a header. And Spokane gets the corner. Luis. As we're about to begin the 65th minute of play, Yaya's got some work to do inside before delivering the signal. Delivered long, 6-yard box, headed to the backside, and this sails over the top of the twine. Remains 1-0 Velocity. Luis placed that very well, and some help for the kickers. Pushed away by Chela, who just came in. 3 changes for Spokane. Jack Denton has come on. Anwar Pelaez into the match. And Neil Binyals. Anwar Pelaez, the most notable. Originally from Colombia, most recently played for Club Deportivo Guastalla in Guatemala. His last USL appearance came for the Oakland Roots. Second on the team with 8 goals. 6 goals scored this season already. Pelaez has now appeared in every match this season.
Visit the 3 Knots Bar or main concessions on the concourse to enjoy.
For Spokane's Velocity, Pelaez tied for the Golden Boot race with Darwin Espinal. That's Neil Binyals you just saw check in. He's from Barcelona, Spain. Previously played with the Richmond Kickers before making the change and playing for Spokane this season. 116 matches, 19 goals for Richmond. Played in the NCAA for Winthrop University before turning pro. Sent across by Jack Denton, our 3rd player that checked in, and there's a look at the beautiful skyline. sent that back. 67th minute, 1-0 Velocity. Jack Denton earned MVC Midfielder of the Year honors in 22 and 23 at Missouri State. Second most starts in program history. 82 to be specific. Also played with Reading FC Youth Academy in England. A London native. Ball's off. Kickers will throw in. Adahan Yaya has words for Terzaghi. And Emiliano handles it like a true veteran. He says, okay, I didn't know I was doing that. Take it easy on me. Thrown in. Knockered around. The aerial play by Richmond rolls beyond the reach of Spokane. They'll have to throw in our 68th minute. Lee Veidman has done such a great job directing this club and steering the ship to the top of the league. Waldick. Throws in to the halfway line. Rolled down the touchline and controlled by Garcia. Left off on a long feed. Lewis to Opara. Lucky. Centers it up. Back down to him. Opara again to the end line. Followed to the corner and nearly blows a tire as he hands it off to John Brown. Back to him. This skeeters and hops and bounces its way across the top of the grass. Richmond can't play it away. Regathered by Lewis. The handoff to Reedy is returned immediately. Pierre. Rolled to the side of the field. Jack Denton. Garcia for Spokane. Deep in the wing. From that channel set inside, and it rolls through back to the kickers of Richmond. The Virginia side club all the way to their own area. Beck and Howell handed this off to Franca. That back line is pitching and catching the soccer ball. Beckett floats that one across the top of the grass, and now Snedden. 69th minute becomes the 70th. Just over 20 minutes to play in regulation between the kickers of Richmond and the Velocity of Spokane. All the way down the touchline, this one to the end line and off.
Your attention, please.
eFootball is here. You can live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. You can download it right now. Visit the Apple Store or Google Play Store.
Leading the match is number 3, Hayden Anderson.
Hayden Anderson has come out of the match for the kickers of Richmond, and as you can see, this is Billhart who's come on. Adrian's from Berlin, Germany. Been a great goal scorer for a while. Made Sports Center top 10. Ball's off. We'll see the throw in. Howell with the ball. Well played initially, but sails off, and Garcia puts it to Marancio. Carlos, right back to David. Kept away from Terzaghi. The kickers bring pressure. Aerial ball taken down by Richmond. Adrian Billhart dribbles around the defender. Back to him. Opara. 2 defenders for Lucky. He went forward. John Brown. Roped back across to Lucky Opara. Hand off to John Brown. halfway line. Bill Hart follows him, now Seufert following him. 72nd minute, Spokane. Velocity hit the gas for a moment before returning this to center field. Over the backside of that circle. And all the way to the keeper. Carlos fires a pass downfield for Spokane. A street fight on the center field circle and a warning to Franca. Spokane gets it started quickly. Velocity to the sideline just in front of the scorer's table. Lewis returns to the back line. Nothing but vacant space behind him, save for the sticks and Marancio. Rolled to Garcia. David, midfield, walking with it and hands it off. Opata, nice delivery down towards the end line. Spokane tries the crossing ball for the backside of the 6, and flashing the gloves is James Sneddon. Big aerial save for the kickers of Richmond. Through traffic, Richmond on the move. Knifes around a defender and taken away by Spokane's back line. This is why they've allowed the lowest amount of goals in USL 1, and they have the most positive goal differential. Their back line, no matter who's in, is just indomitable. They're incredible. 73rd minute. And a blown tire as he goes down hard and immediately called by Yaya. We saw the flag go up. Aaron Riley called out to Anahan, and Yaya shows the yellow card. That's not a bad spot. And this is what happened. Bulldog and Miller, some contact. I think Matthew Bulldog sold that very well. The ball's a ways off from the 18 as Miller suffers the yellow. That's just his second of the year. The Kickers supporters section is growing loud. The ball just in front of the Spokane Velocity bench. 75th minute, Seufert standing by. Yaya directing traffic on top of the penalty arc. Anahan, some final direction. And there's the signal for Seufert. He'll deliver the long bend over the top. Kickers send it through, it's just wide of the stick. It remains 1-0 Spokane Velocity. Beautiful take by Seufert, the man from Germany. Terzaghi deflected that in traffic. It finds its way through, and that's maybe 2 or 3 feet wide left of the stick. 1-0 Spokane. And with that, we have a quarter of an hour left to play in regulation between these two sides. Richmond has to find some way to spark something. Kickers on cue, halfway line. Bill Hart. Push back to Adrian. Hayes to the ball in the wing and the whistle. Yaya won't let him go with it. The yellow card shown. This time to Denton. Suddenly very active with the cards. That's just the second of the year for Mr. Denton as well. Decent spot. Tackled him down, took out the legs of Chandler O'Dwyer, and Adrian Bellhart was off and running, but the yellow shown. Seufert will deliver again. Lewis will be the one in front of him. Yaya's got some traffic to direct before we can take the free kick. Anahan suddenly very active with the whistle after staying mostly silent in our first half. Pierre Reedy being sent off.
Entering the match for Spokane is number 7, Masango Akale.
Making the change, Masango Akale.
Leaving the match is number 11, Pierre Reedy.
Reedy comes out for Akale. He's a product of the Portland Timbers Academy. Seufert in the 77th. Bent into the area, kickers, this one headed out into the wing, and Spokane's got it rolling their way. Long strike of the ball through traffic, gets around the final defender, Spokane free and running. He's back in the way, down into the area, dribble, 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 cuts inside, fires a shot, and the kickers have this cleared by Franca. Snedden with another nice save. My good back, and that's just enough help to slow him down. Fires an absolute blast, and Snedden is there, parked on the edge of the 6-yard box, batters it down. Way to stay with it. And I'll remind you again, that's a homegrown. It's been a really, really nice couple of weeks for soccer in America. The Club World Cup, outdrawing top leagues globally in attendance. Love to see it. 78th minute. Side of the pitch, halfway line. Bowled over. Just enough for the whistle. Just enough. Terzaghi gonna hang with it as we're kicked back underway immediately by Richmond. Rolled down to Lucky Opata. Keeping away from Bill Hart. Adrian's chasing him, and they're gonna go all the way back to Carlos Morencio. Valdez, the man from Jamaica, on the penalty arc, will float this long. Returned by Franca. Bill Hart again. 1-0 Spokane. They scored way back in the 46th minute. It was the first of the year for Nico Brett. Lifted it over the top into the twine. Broke this thing wide open. And since then, Richmond has trailed. Spokane with it. Lewis looking for a put-away score down to the penalty arc and stripped away by Richmond. Seufert into the area. Sent over the top. Opata. Lucky over the halfway line to Garcia. Knitting passes across the top of the grass through vacant space. This is delivered. Across the back line, playing pitch and catch. Aired out, this one collected by Snedden. 80th minute winding. Just over 10 minutes left to play in regulation. The Kickers have lost 5 matches and played to 1 draw when they trail in the final 10 minutes of regulation. Richmond into the wing. It's Adrian Billhart who goes around Garcia for the 6-yard box and sent off. Great play by Cameron Miller. So the corner comes to the Kickers of Richmond. Seufert is the one who will deliver. Let's look at how Billhart drew the set piece. Good push down to the end line, and Terzaghi slides to try and send it back out front of the 6. What that ends up doing, though, is getting the first big set piece, the first corner of the night for the Kickers of Richmond. They trail 1-0 to Spokane. It's the 81st minute, and you can hear the supporters section. The man from Anaheim, bent over the top, headed away immediately by Spokane. Regathered, roped to the backside, fires the shot, cleared away by Spokane. Great a couple of chances created by the Kickers of Richmond as Snedden comes out to the midfield. Seufert airs it out into the wing, sent inside. Richmond Kickers to the penalty arc and cleared again by the Velocity. Vicious work on the back line by Spokane. They are just impenetrable. Taken up, no calls. Spokane jostles him. Richmond left off for Bulldog. Matthew dribble down alongside the area. Rolled to the front of the 18. Sent through. He's got it. End line. Billhart watches as this is chipped away. And now a second corner going to be awarded to Richmond in the 82nd minute. The Kickers are still alive at home at City Stadium.
Tonight's attendance at City Stadium for Pride Night, presented by Virginia Pride, is 3,000.
Seufert, the man they trust on their set pieces. The 82nd becomes the 83rd. Regulation burning rapidly in Virginia. Richmond would love to play to a draw and keep themselves in playoff contention. Seufert off the signal, steps, fires this one, roped out to the front, cleared by Spokane again as we get an immediate whistle. And the collision down inside by Richmond. Won't draw a yellow, but immediately going with the velocity.
Public substitutions in the 83rd minute.
Barnathan arguing his case. This is a closer look.
Entering the match for Richmond are number 7, Landon Johnson.
Fresh legs. And when I say fresh, I mean fresh.
Richmond.
Landon Johnson.
And number 32, Emiliano Terzaghi.
His third appearance ever. Andrew Richmond, his first ever. A member of the Academy class of 2025. 1-0 Spokane in the 84th. Ball rattles around. And I mentioned it earlier during the match, but Sawatsky in the front office of the Kickers is very proud of their homegrown products. And a few of them are as good as it gets. Joshua Kirkland has just been unreal. Rolls all the way to the area. Somehow the Kickers come up with it. Stolen off the boots of Billhart and blown dead as we'll see the yellow. Frustration gets the best of him.
A yellow card caution has been issued to Richmond.
He let him have it. And it was just enough for Yaya to say there's no way I can ignore that. First of the year for the attacking midfielder from Berlin, Germany. '85th minute. Just moments to play in regulation as the set piece is beautifully placed for the velocity. Waldick standing by alongside Bignals to deliver. Yaya looks satisfied after a quick final word. Adahan. A little more positioning to do. He looks happy. This is the whistle. Derek floats it, and this one has a bit too much as it rolls over the end line. It's a Snedden Kickers goal kick. Quick whistle, they'll make him do it again. Yaya says that's too quick. Howell to the corner. Aired out for Richmond. Battled through initially, but Landon Johnson couldn't keep it going. Signed with the club on a USL Academy contract in 2023. He's the first Academy player to sign a contract under Darren Sawatsky. He was 16 years and 10 months old when he signed it. Derek Waldick heads to the corner, another coming for Spokane. Looking to continue their winning ways. Play to an outright win last time out against Forward Madison. Waldick, the signal, steps, fires. This one floated across to the 6 and gloved in traffic by James Snedden. Oh, baby. How did he get up and get that out of the air? That's impressive stuff. Keepers kick it 1-0. Tripped and taken down as Yaya sounds the whistle. This will go with the Kickers. 87th minute. Another look at the corner. Such an impressive save out of the air by Snedden. We've got to look at this again. Waldick floated it. Look at that. My guy comes out, says, check out these gloves. Nothing gets past Snedden. 88th minute is here. Hattered and off. That stays with Richmond. In the final moments, Kickers still battling at home from City Stadium. Bill Hart leaves it for Simon Fitch, who's calling out to teammates. Floated down into the area, knockered away. Bolduc back into the wing. From the channel on the edge of the pitch, this one set aerial and long. And roped across. This pinball's back to Snedden. James floats it across the top of the grass. Kickers in the 89th minute of play. Under a beautiful Virginia sunset. This rattles off. Landon Johnson for the area. Aerial. Johnson able to battle that through initially. John Brown out to Lewis. He's running with a little head of steam, but has to hit the brakes. Reverses Fields. John Brown off the handoff. Johnson defends him well. Opata rolled across the backside of midfield. Miller sent long down the touchline, and this is off. Kickers. Just in time for James Snedden and Richmond. 90th minute has arrived. Richmond. Aerial play. Wanted Landon Johnson. It rolls down the touchline and is collected there by Franca. Ian Emerald back inside. It's sent long. Richmond into the wing from the edge of the field. Sent long, and there's too much on it as it rolls over the end line. And we're being told we'll see 2 minutes of stoppage time between Spokane and Richmond. The Kickers are looking for a miraculous come-from-behind goal to play to a draw. They could use the points. They sit at 7th in the league table. Number 1 Spokane looking for the outright win. They lead the league just in front of Charlotte, who's got 24 points. 3 would put them way out in front. Beckett Howell just got enough of him. Yaya immediately sounds the whistle. Sent long by Opata. Rattled around, collected by John Brown. A little bit of room and time. Spokane, midfield. Velocity, sent long, and it's off. USL Championship and League One, both on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. You can catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for complete USL TV listings. And there's probably our final change of the match for the Velocity and Kickers as we've nearly played our 2 minutes of stoppage time. Marcelo's on, the man from Middleton, Massachusetts. 25-year-old midfielder. Thrown long, battled along the touchline. Kickers locked up Spokane. Roll this out to midfield. It's taken by Richmond, but too little, too late. Spokane plays to a 1-0 win on the road to extend their league-leading 25 points out to 28. What an impressive showing tonight on the road for Spokane, and the Kickers do a great job defending their home turf, but their effort just not enough to force the draw in the late stages. Spokane picks up their 8th win of the season. They're now 8-1-4. Just unbelievable. Our man of the match, the guy who had a full season's worth of highlights, Snedden. He was unreal. It seemed like he was batting everything away. Might as well have been playing baseball down there in the 6-yard box as he made save after save for this side. Let's take a look at his play of the match. It was one of those incredible saves. Spokane dribbling down into the edge of the area. Look at that. Battered away. Take another look at the shot. Plays down along with Beckett Howell. He is screened in traffic and still knocks that one back away from the 6-yard box. Just a big-time night tonight for James Snedden at home for the Richmond Kickers, but it's not enough to power them to a draw or a result of any kind against the Spokane Velocity side. That's why they're #1 in the league. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have highlights, stats, and more on ESPN.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
We choose Impossible Pups because of their enrichment activities and the fun photos they send home every day. We choose Impossible Pups because Kendall is excited when I drop her off and she's excited when I pick her up.
My favorite part about working at Impossible Pups is that the staff here feels like family. It's seeing new dogs come in and build long-lasting confidence.
At Impossible Pups, your dog isn't just staying at a kennel, they're staying at their home away from home.
Welcome back to the River City, where the Richmond Kickers fall at home to the Spokane Velocity. That's why they're the #1 team in USL 1. What a night they put together on the road, as Richmond just couldn't defend their home turf. Let's take a look at the highlights from tonight's match. All the way back to the start of this one, rolled down the end line, set back out front. This is Spokane, who went inside, and it was just off the top of the crossbar. Flashing forward, this was the goal that broke things open and made it 1-0 in the 46th minute. Lucky Opata bent this over the top and able to. That's what powered them to their 8th win of the season to make them 8-1-4 and give them 28 points in the USL League One table. Just an unreal night on the road for the Spokane Velocity side. Let's go forward to the 77th minute. This was the play of the match. James Snedden, look at this, steps around, fires. He's screened and somehow bats that one down and away. Snedden was our man of the match as well for his unreal play and goal tonight for the Richmond Kickers. Just put it all together. Full-time stats. What did things look like at the end of the day? Let's take a look at the numbers for these two sides and what powered the victory for the Spokane Velocity. 1-0 your final shots. Oh, baby, pour out the bag on the table. 14, are you kidding me? Just 3 on target. Possession was mostly Spokane, 63% to the 37% of the Kickers. Corners, 8 earned for Spokane. It was all set pieces tonight. Just a couple of offsides and 4 yellow cards assessed to the Spokane Velocity side and the River City. And that's our final stats. That's full time. 1-0 is your final score. The victory in the pocket and in the hands of Spokane. They're going to have to put that into their luggage and take it with them back to Washington. Nice win in the River City and in Virginia for Spokane as they'll move on as number 1 in the league with 28 table points. That'll do it for our crew. I'm Gabriel Schreiss saying so long from Richmond, Virginia.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.